And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludez, and I'm back with another video for you guys. So today, I'm going to be counting down the 5 things 2K does not tell you about NBA 2K22 My Team. Now, you might be wondering why I'm on this screen specifically. Those of you that know what's up, you guys know why I'm on that screen, because number 1 is that there's an MT cap for every single game that you play in NBA 2K22 My Team, and it has actually been like that for years. So, 2K will show you the total amount of MT or so that you've made every single game, but what they're not telling you is there's actually a cap that you can make per game in My Team, right? So I'm not sure exactly what the cap is for Triple Threat. Now, I'll show you why you're not able to exactly see what it is, but there is a cap to every single game. Now, Triple Threat may be a little bit different, but I know for a fact that on 5v5 game modes, there is a 1200 MT cap. Now look, don't get it twisted. Sometimes you'll play a 5v5 game like a domination or something like that and be like, no, that's not true. I got 1283. Here's the thing. They'll only ever let you get 1200 of that. Whatever it shows you on the screen, it doesn't matter. 1200 is the way it goes. And if you see at the top there, like if you notice on the top right, it only showed the 500 I got as a reward. It didn't actually show the amount that I was adding after the game. So the actual game accrued amount, it didn't show. Interesting, right? That's something very important for a lot of people to know, especially in regards to the card grading. And the reason I mention that is just because with the card grading, I mean, you could have a full lineup of 9.75 and 10 pristine cards, right? Every single one of these modes that you play has a cap, so it doesn't really matter. If you're A, playing really well, and B, have the card grading. Now, the one good thing about the card grading, I will say, is that if you're not the greatest player in the world, or if you're playing on lower difficulties, it does allow you to make more MT when you actually play the game. But if you're A, super nice at this game, and B, playing on harder difficulties, and you're getting over 1200, you're only ever getting that 1200, and that's something very important for people to know. Like, I could have every single card on my team graded for the most part, which you can't grade reward cards, which I think is really stupid, but it is what it is. 2K will 2K. But it's something they don't tell you, and they'll never mention it, but it is a real thing. I mean, ask anybody in the community that's been in the community for a long period of time. They'll tell you 1200 is the cap. Like, it's capped out at 1200. It doesn't matter how well you do. If it says you got 1475 or something, you're still only getting that 1200. And to my knowledge, it has not been bumped up from 1200 this year, with the addition of the graded cards, which I think is crazy. At the very least, it should be like 1300 or 1400. Or there should be, you know what, better yet, no cap at all. Literally no cap. There should be no cap whatsoever. All right, number 2, skill-based matchmaking in the game. Now look, realistically, I'm going to tank this season. And people have asked me, why are you going to tank this season? Because there's skill-based matchmaking in the game. Now, it's not as prevalent on current gen because there's a lot bigger of a player pool, but if you're over on next gen, if you don't care about the reward cards, I recommend tanking this year. Like, do you care about Gus Gerard? Yeah, he's pretty good. His name's Gus, though. Who cares? Right? If you don't care about him at all, and you don't care about those reward cards, just tank. That way, next season, when there's a reward card you care about, your skill-based matchmaking score will be so low that you'll match up with other people that are super low. Yeah, you're probably going to match up with a couple people that are tanking for the exact same reason, for sure. But, yeah, pull a 76ers. Trust the process. Tank it out. Like, it doesn't matter. Skill-based matchmaking is pretty much every single one of the online modes. I'm not sure if it's in draft, but I wouldn't be shocked at all. Number 3, the actual pack odds. Look, this is no secret either. Just like the cap, it's something that's been going on for a while. And at least, I was going to say at least now you can see the actual pack odds. But like if you read over to the right, to the left, we have displayed the approximate probability of obtaining a player card with a particular rating range. And above, we have displayed the approximate probability of obtaining a blah, 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 blah. You notice how they keep using the phrase approximate probability? That's like 2 specific words that are telling you, hey, those numbers you see up there, they're not exactly going to be those numbers. Basically is what they're saying. So, and they take it even a step farther to the 92 plus rated players, and they just say negative 2%. It's less than 2%. We're not going to tell you exactly what it is, but it's less than 2%. 2K will never actually divulge what the pack odds are. There has been theories for a long period of time about packs. One theory that has persisted for a very long time is that the first 30 minutes of a pack drop, so you know when they release packs at the exact time they release them, for that first 30 minutes is when you're going to have the best luck. And I personally believe that there might be some truth to that. And the reason I think that is all the content creators that do pack openings are going to open them immediately to try to get them out as fast as possible. It would be in 2K's best interest to actually boost the odds, at least by like a percentage point or a half, for that first 30 minutes, so that the pack opening videos that go up are actually better. Now, I personally think they are not doing this this year based on how terrible everyone and myself's pack odds have been. So I don't think they're doing that this year, but I think in the past they definitely did that, especially when it gets to like post 250K area, like February, March, April. That's when I really see this, because I'll open packs at a lot of different times, and I swear my odds have been the best when the packs actually drop. Now, that could just be luck and pure luck, but it's something that a large portion of the community thinks, so it's something to kind of take into consideration for sure. Number 4, how to actually play the game and a lot of the features in the game. I know that's kind of a general thing to say, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because if you just go to, let's just say you're going to freestyle, right? Most people will like mess with the options or something like that. Nobody really clicks on the controls. This has an extensively comprehensive tutorial on how to do every single thing in the game. Anything you've seen someone do or anything you thought could be possible in 2K, this tutorial will teach you in depth how to do everything. Now, 2K does not hype this whatsoever. Like, you go on their Twitter, you go on any of the stuff that they put out, they're never going to mention this like section at all. I don't know if they think everyone's a stupid like little piggy and they should figure it out themselves, or if it's in 2K's best interest to let content creators have this stuff, so you go to them, blah, 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 it's a whole economy or whatever. But like, there's really important stuff. Like, I bet, did you know about Intense D? Press and hold left trigger and you get into a low Kawhi Leonard style defensive stance. That will actually help you stay in front of the player you're playing defense on. Did you know about that? Did you know about crowding the dribbler, where you can crowd the dribbler and make it harder to get around and also force more steals? Fast shuffle will definitely get a little crab action, get in the way, crab battle him into submission. Obviously, hands up is something we all know. We've probably done it a million times on accident type deal. But like, some of these, especially the defensive and dribbling tutorials, are invaluable. If you're struggling on the offensive end, especially this year, I highly recommend going to check these out and trying some of this stuff out. I bet you didn't even know you could do half this stuff. I didn't. Until I started recording this video, I didn't even know how to do half the stuff I was doing. I was just doing it. Like vertical contest, you can specifically do swap blocks. Like, you know what I mean? Most of us do that on it like purpose because we're just sprinting anyway. But like, you could pull the chair out on post players, make them fall down. Like, there's a lot of really good information here that a lot of people don't point to. And I mean, like I said, for content creators, it makes sense that you wouldn't want to point to this thing, because like, this can drastically help you in terms of like views and stuff. If you want to teach people how to play defense, you're not going to point them to the control menu and like tell them where to learn it. You're going to want them to come back to your channel, which like, I totally understand as a content creator. I get it, right? If I was any good at the game, I would probably do the same thing, but I'm not. I suck. So I'm going to tell you about that right now. If you want to practice any dribble moves, any of those defensive stances, any of that stuff, you can go straight to the controls. And this is even in the middle of a domination game. You can pause and go look this stuff up and try it out yourself. So it's really cool. Number 5. So, collector level, right? This is something 2K never tells you, and it's something that I've been like preaching for years, right? When it comes to card collecting, to get up in this collector level, there's a lot of cards that don't count towards the collector level. Look, once again, I don't know if 2K thinks this is like common sense, so they don't say anything about it. Consumables do not count, right? Badges, any of these boosts, shoes, injury cards, none of those things count towards your collector level. You don't have to keep any of this stuff, right? You can sell or use, or contracts as well. You could sell, use, do whatever you want with any of these consumables because they do not count towards collector level. Also, I'm sure this is pretty common knowledge, but I will say it. Once you get to a certain collector level, you don't have to keep the cards. You can sell them at that point. It doesn't matter. They're not going to take away your reward card. You already got it. You know what I mean? So if you were going for Channing Frye and you got him and you don't care about anything else, maybe you want Michael Cooper, but after that you don't care, you can just start slanging stuff after you get Michael Cooper. Like, you'll reset a little bit, but other than that, it'll be completely fine. Look, I hope this helped you out in some fashion. I really do. One thing that does count, by the way, are free agent cards. Free agent cards do count. So I recommend leaving at least one contract on each free agent card if you do use them, because they do count towards your collector level. Plus, you never know in a pinch when you might need to use a free agent card, especially for like spotlight sims or something. So I recommend leaving at least like 2 or 3 contracts on every single one. You just never know. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Did you not know any of this stuff? Is this all common knowledge? I'm not sure. I just figured maybe if I could help like one person, that would be sick. So as always, it's been your boy Cheap Ludez. I will be coming out with another video in the next couple days where I detail the differences between current gen and next gen for those of you that have both, or those of you that are curious in general, because they are wildly different experiences. So definitely wanted to make that video.